Okay, bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, so for today, insyaAllah, I will give explanations on the first topic, which is Islamic worldview and its implications on banking and finance. Okay, because as this course is serve for the foundations or basics of the Islamic financial services industry in Malaysia especially. So before we discuss further on the contracts, on the system itself and the products that involve, so we should know what are the Islamic worldview, which is the philosophical underlines of the practices of Islamic finance. Okay, so the slide I will give you in the Google Classrooms. Okay, so today I would like to give a short review on the topic. Okay, so basically in this topic you will learn about the Islamic worldview on the Islamic finance, Islamic economic methodology is related, and major attributes of Islamic economics and Islamic economic system, and also objective of banking and finance from the conventional and Islamic perspective. Okay, so what is Islamic worldview? Islamic worldview is a very significant influence on the basically aspect of a Muslim's life, because how we should live based on the Islamic worldview lah, meanings to say based on Allah's view. Okay, so it is also same with Islamic finance, which basically the practice or the business of Islamic finance should follow all the guidance from the Creator, from Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala. Okay, as mentioned in the Quran and Hadith, and also ijma or the opinions among the Muslim scholars. Okay, so Allah describes people who attain success as those who are inviting to all that is good, khair, enjoining what is right and forbidding what is wrong. Okay, in Al-Quran, Surah Al-Imran, verse 104. Okay, what is worldview? Okay, worldview is a vision of reality and truth that appears before one's mind eye, revealing what existence is all about. Okay, so governs way people interpret the world, how we going to interpret the world. Okay, and then Schumpeter 1954 stated it is analytic effort. Worldview is analytic effort, is of necessity preceded by a pre-analytic cognitive, or we call a visions. Okay, vision. Okay. Okay, so why can't Muslim rely on conventional worldview? No human endeavor is a value free. Okay, so why can't Muslim rely on conventional worldview? Because of conventional worldview have a difference from the different perspective from the Islamic worldview. Okay, basically the conventional worldview, they view the world based on a human perspective, where the human tendency basically will cover their view. Okay, whereby the Islamic worldview is basically covers the creators of this universe view. For sure the creator or Allah actually have a better view, because everything in this world is created by him. Okay. Okay, so Islamic worldview basically centered on the concept of Tawhidic, or the unicity of God. Okay, hablum minallah. Okay, so based on Islamic worldview, basically whatever we do is actually for the sake of Allah. Okay, we worship Allah and we do everything because of Him, because He knows the best for all, for humankind, and also for the Islamic financial industry. Okay, so even though it is financial industry, but it should be done by believing that Allah is the one God that created the system and this universe. Okay. Okay, so Al-Atas in Ru'yah Al-Islam Lil Wujud kitab, or the view of Islam about the view of Islam on the existence. Okay, stated that man his aim in life, the universe, may he interacts all are all interrelated. Okay, so man's behavior governed by rules of Quran and Sunnah, and pursue material gain with a view that existence in this world and hereafter. So emphasize the importance of hereafter. Okay, so the Islamic worldview stated that whatever man's is basically man's behavior, okay, we are doing have to follow the rules of Quran and Sunnah, and it's actually for the sake of the hereafter, okay, the forever life. So Islamic worldview based on Islam and its sources of knowledge, a complete worldview at time of revelations. It is fundamental concept in Al-Quran are not open for changes in meaning based on revelation, flexible but not replaceable. Okay, because even though Al-Quran or Allah has stated certain hukums or their guidance in the Al-Quran, okay, there are many types of it. Okay, certain hukum it is fixed, but certain hukum or Quranic verse have a very flexibility that enable men to think and to act further based on their needs. Okay, for example, in the surah Al-Baqarah, okay, when we discuss about the Islamic transactions, we always say wa halallahu al-bay' wa harama riba. Okay, so al-bay' here, which is buy and sell here, basically is a very general. Allah didn't mention it is buy and sell of contract of buy and sell of house, buy and sell of motorcycles. Is very very general. So that is why in Islamic banking, Islamic finance, we adopt buy and sell contract, but we adapt it with a different perspective. Buy and sell contract in what? Okay, trading in what? In ijara contract or leasing contract, in a partnership contract. Okay, so it is flexible as long as it does not go opposite to the Quran and Sunnah. Okay, so does Islamic worldview different from conventional worldview? Okay, for sure. Okay, okay, so Islam is a deen. Okay, so what is the meaning of Islam? Islam from the word salim, okay, means to surrender, to submit, or salam means peace. Okay, we submit, first we surrender ourselves, our life to our God. Okay, Tawhid, the concept of Tawhid. Okay, in surah Al-Ikhlas, Allah mentioned Qul huwallahu ahad. So achieve peace by submitting, surrendering oneself to Allah. Okay, so the Islam itself, our religions, it means we want to achieve peace. How we want to achieve peace? By submitting ourselves to our God, to Allah. Okay, so the term din used to denote religion in Islam. Okay, so comes from root word of dana. Din, dana, mentions it was mentioned 92 times in Al-Quran. So it means adapt, the obedience, the judgment, way or custom. Okay, so that is why Islam is a deen, Islam is a custom, Islam is the proof of our obedience toward our God. Okay, so Islam is a way of life, or people always mention that Islam is a way of life. How we want to prove that Islam is a way of our life? Okay, so how we want to prove it? Okay, so it is not limited to a ritual, to ibadah only. Okay, it is we live as a Muslim, we live in a peace, we live by surrendering ourselves toward our God. Okay, our daily life, our daily activities as a Muslims, basically we are submitting ourselves toward our God, meaning that whatever we do is actually for the sake of Him. Okay, and this is also similar with if you want to do the Islamic finance transactions. It is basically for the sake of Allah, for the sake of God. Okay, so Islamic finance is a Islamic business. So when the practitioner, Bank Negara Malaysia, when they do some things, when they do a guidance for the industry to practice is actually for the sake of Allah, for the sake of surrendering themselves toward our God. Okay, it is not only meant for the individual Muslim but also for the business that the individual Muslim run. Okay, like Islamic finance business. So who run the business? Basically the people. So the people themselves should know whatever they do in the industry, in the Islamic financial industry, it is for the sake of Allah. Let's say if the banks wanted to offer certain new products, that new products, okay, should cater the guidance, okay, the guidelines from the Quran and Sunnah. Okay, so that is why when they want to offer certain products, okay, they have to refer to the advisor, the Shariah advisor that guide the bank or advise the banks. Okay, whatever they do, they have to go parallel to the Quran and Sunnah. It is a sources for the Islamic business also. Okay, not only for the Muslim. Okay, okay, so okay, Islam as a complete religion guides a person's life in all aspects: moral, social, ethical, economics and political. So Islam is not only for worshipping, not only for solat, puasa, no. It basically caters every single thing in human life. Even in politics also, in the political situations. So there is a Islamic guidance for the people how they can conduct their political situations. Okay, in economics for sure, in ethical we have Islamic ethics, in social also how to interact with others, how to interact with non-Muslims. So there are Islamic ethics or Islamic guidelines for it. Allah have prepared us Al-Quran and Sunnah. Al-Quran is the theoretical and Sunnah is the practical applications of the Islamic guidance as showed by our Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Okay, so God entrusted entrusted us or the industry players with wealth and vicegerents on this earth as a khalifah. As a khalifah, okay, men act as a trustee. We are entrusted through the concept of principle of amanah. Okay, amanah in carrying out his duty fairly towards human being and society, following the means permissible by the Shariah. Okay. So basically in the Al-Quran, Allah have mentions to us that He have created man as Khalifah to lead this universe. Okay, let's say in the perspective of Islamic finance. So the Muslim is created to lead the business. So how the Muslim should lead the business, Islamic business, Islamic finance business. So everything must be done according to the Sharia, according to Quran and Sunnah. So it is a trustee. It is a trust system. Okay, so whatever we do is actually a trust, amanah from our God. Okay, you been sitting, maybe watching this video, you actually entrusted to study this course. It's already planned by Allah to you. Okay, even though you are the one that select the course, but who actually make it realize it for you? Allah. Okay. So we among us, we actually entrusted to do whatever task in front of us, and in very general view, we actually entrusted to lead or to manage this universe together. Okay, same with Islamic finance players, banking, the bank, the government, the customer. Okay, they actually entrusted to do the Islamic financial businesses based on the Sharia. Okay. Okay, so in Islam, okay, through Shariah, Shariah is Islamic guidance, the law that we should follow, okay, stated in Al-Quran and Sunnah and other secondary sources. So basically, it cover our belief, akidah, our belief. The first thing first, basically the most important thing is akidah, our akidah, okay. Our akidah, our belief in God. We ask ourselves as a Muslim, how many percentage of our akidah? It should be 100%. Okay, please ask yourself. Okay, what is your belief, akidah today? Okay, if you have, if your akidah is reduced, you should muhasabah. You should increase it to 100%. Okay, so that whatever we do, we get blessed from our God. Okay. Okay, so another thing is, after akidah, after our belief, we actually, how we prove our akidah is through our conduct or our behavior. That is called al-akhlaq or attitudes. Okay, so what is the proof? By praying, we conduct some things, okay, that is demanded to prove that we believe in God. Okay, what is the proof? We pray. What is the proof? We do fasting. Okay, we seek, we assist others, we forgive others. Okay, it is a sunnah, kan? Okay, so after that, akidah, al-akhlaq and al-fiqh. Fiqh is actually how we interact with others. Okay, how we fiqh is actually the law, okay, the law that governs the human conducts in a different in many aspects. We have a fiqh muamalat in the transactions perspective aspect, and then we have a fiqh jinayah in what you call it, jinayah, jinayah in law, criminal, okay. And then we have a fiqh usra in family law, so how we interact among our family members. Okay, and we have fiqh ibadah, how we should conduct the worship ibadah. Okay, so it is covered by the Shariah. Okay. Okay, so Islamic economic methodology, Islamic economic and financial disciplines are being developed based on the Islamic economic methodology. So basically, Islamic economics under the umbrella of Islamic finance, basically under the umbrella of Islamic economics, because we have economy. Economy is a very wide, very general perspective. Okay, so what is economy? Economy is dealing with how people manage their resources, okay, based on to achieve people needs and wants. Because Allah have given us the conventional theory is the resources are limited, but human needs is unlimited. That is conventional economics theory. But in the Islamic economic theory, basically the resources are non-limited, because the resources coming from Allah. Allah have given us in this universe enough resources, but the thing is how we manage those resources that made it limited. Okay, basically is unlimited, but because of people conduct, it becomes limited. Okay, there is a different perspective of Islamic is economic, isn't it, from the conventional and Islamic point of view. Okay, so under the umbrella of economics systems, we have financial system. Okay, so in financial systems, how basically the financial players, okay, utilize the sources that they receive from the customer in order to assist the needs, okay, to achieve the needs and demands by other customer. Okay, okay. What else? So the primary sources for Islamic finance for sure we have a primary sources, Quran and Sunnah, and we have secondary sources, ijtihad or interpretations or opinions of scholars. It is derived from ijma' or consensus. And then we have other secondary sources, okay, like we have a qiyas, we have mursalah, okay. Okay, we have basically the first thing we should rely on the primary sources, Al-Quran and the Sunnah. Okay. Okay, in surah number 4, verse 59, Allah says, Ya ayyuhallazina amanu atti'ullaha wa atti'ur rasul wa ulil amri minkum. Okay, so please obey Allah and obey the Prophet SAW and those of you who are in authority. So in Islamic financial systems, first we have to obey Allah and Rasulullah, and second one, the authority. In this case is the Central Bank of Malaysia. So that is why any guidelines or the Islamic financial system that is controlled in Malaysia or in a country, basically the authority, which is the central bank of the country. In Malaysia, we have a Malaysian central bank lah that control the system. So it is stipulated, okay, here that Allah also asks us to obey our authority. But first we have to obey Allah and the Prophet, and the third one is the authority. Okay, if they instruct us to follow the Shariah. If they instruct us to do something else that opposite to the Shariah, we shouldn't follow their direction. Okay. 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 Islamic worldview. We have discussed Islamic worldview. We have discussed Islamic economic visions and Islamic economic theory. Okay, so these are the methodology of Islamic economics lah. So it's coming from Islamic worldview, and then the visions and Islamic economic theory. Okay. Okay. So all the theory in Islamic economics basically coming from the Quran and Sunnah. Okay. For example, based on the Islamic worldview, which emphasize the concept of brotherhood in Islam, for example, so it's bring to the economic equitability and just society and distribute justice. So how zakat can be used in macroeconomics management. These are the flow of the Islamic economics, how it can be practiced. Okay, that is why zakat exists. Because in Islam, as a Muslims, it is compulsory for us to pay zakat, because zakat is pay zakat, isn't it, the pillars of Islam, isn't it? So the pillars of Islam, we should pay. You should pay zakat if we have achieved the requirement to pay zakat. Okay. So what is the importance of zakat? Is that basically to achieve the equality among the society. The rich people need to help the poor people. Okay. Okay, so Shariah and Islamic finance. So later on, I think you can follow the slide. Okay, because my explanation is based on slide lah. Okay, so Islam and the Shariah. Shariah is a guidance in all aspect of the Muslim, as I mentioned. Okay, so Shariah Islamic finance follow the Tawhidic paradigms, the concept of khalifah. We among us as a Muslim, we actually become a khalifah. We are entrusted to use and to manage the resources that Allah give us, the fund, the wealth, and the people. Okay, in order to achieve, okay, to help others. Okay. Okay, so what is Tawhidic paradigm? Islam means submitting to the will of the one and only God. So through the concept of Tawhid, Qul huwallahu ahad, the one and only God. Okay, so it provides the answer to the questions on purpose of human existence on earth, why we exist in this world, basically to worship Him, okay, to acknowledge to worship Him, to acknowledge that He is the creator of this universe. Allah created us. Okay, so it is within this Tawhidic paradigm that the vision, objective and fundamental concept of Islam is rooted on. It presents a picture of the kinds of people and society. Islam aims to build a manifestations of God consciousness, taqwa. So whatever we do, we work in the system, we work in this world is for the sake of Allah. Okay. So later on you go to this slide 21. There is a positions of economics in Islam in the Tawhidic paradigms. The uppers one is Islam, and after that we have Aqidah, we have Akhlaq and Fiqh, Shariah. Okay. So under Fiqh we have Fiqh Ibadah, Fiqh Muamalah, and under Fiqh Muamalah we have a criminal law. We have family law, economics, and fiqh of political, fiqh of siyasah. Okay, the concept of khalifah. Human beings have been created by Allah as His servant and vicegerents, trustees, and representative on the earth, as I mentioned before. Okay. So in the concept of khalifah also, we are asked to take care of two relationships. Our relationship with Allah, hablum minallah, and our relationship with human being, hablum minan nas. So in Islamic finance also, we should take care of how the banks should create a relationship, should serve the customer, because it is under the concept of hablum minan nas. Okay. So the first thing when they want to create the product in Islamic finance, the product should not opposite to the Shariah. Okay, should follow the concept of Tawhidic. Why they want to offer these kinds of product for the sake of Allah, what Allah wants us to do, and basically to help others to do good things. And second one, when they already offered the product, the bank should basically take care of their relationship with customer, with the clients, and among banks, and also with the authority. Okay. Okay, so Islamic banking and finance include justice. Among the elements that they should practice justice, fairness, equal distributions of wealth. The bank should not offer very high profit rates for their financing products. Okay, they should not only seek for the profit maximizations and just eliminate the customer fairness to the customer. Okay, so and then Islamic financial principle, they should also share risks and rewards with the customer. For example, in the profit and loss sharing contract. Okay, and it should promote the entrepreneurship and creativity in the economic cycle. Okay, and then profit maximization should not become their main target. Okay, they should create a value propositions in the society by offering a certain banking products that demanded by the society, like micro financings that cater for the low income groups. Okay. So the rest of the specific philosophical foundation, the Tawhidic, Ibadah, Khalifah, and then Tazkiyah. What is Tazkiyah? Tazkiyah is a process of economic activity. Okay, that must be seen as process that purifies soul. Tazkiyah is means macam membersihkan. Okay, is purifies soul. Okay, so and then the specific operational principle, al-adlu, al-ihsan. Al-adlu is a fair, giving what is due. Ihsan is giving more than what is due. Okay, giving more. Ihsan, belas kasihan lah. And then takaful and ta'awun, cooperation and brotherhood. Okay, and then responsibility or accountability. Individual is responsible to society, but ultimately they're responsible to Allah. Okay, and then the principle of moderation in consumption, production, and distribution of wealth. Okay, so the goals basically the value loaded that directed towards achieving maqasid syariah. Okay, so what is the value? What is the goal? The first one is promoting virtues and preventing harm. Okay, and then second one, to achieve public welfare, maslahah ammah, and also socio-economic justice and economic development as a whole. Okay. Okay, so you can see in the slide also the summary of the Islamic economic system. Okay, so Islamic economics. So the rest I think just about the same. Okay, what is maqasid syariah? Okay, I believe that you have learned what is maqasid syariah, objective of the syariah or objective of the Islamic law. What is the objective? Okay, of the Islamic law, all the law that Allah have given to the Muslim, what is the objective? It's basically to protect all aspect and segment of human life. Okay, Allah have catered. We have wealth, we have our faith, okay, and then we have our family. Okay, there are basically 5 elements of the maqasid syariah: to protect of wealth, to protect of life, to protect of religions. Religion is not to protect Islam, but it's basically to protect our faith, our iman. Okay, and then to protect our family members, and also to protect our akal, our knowledge, our intellectual. Okay. Okay, and then the implications to Islamic banking and finance: purely financial goals, profit growth, market share are insufficient. Okay, if the industry only cater to achieve profit maximization, economic growth is not sufficient, because it is only for the sake of this world. Okay, but Islam want us to aim more for the hereafter life, because that is the eternal life. So this world is only temporary for us. Okay, we do everything here, it is actually for the sake of the hereafter. Okay, so profit sharing versus fixed return techniques. This is for example lah, okay. And then need to achieve the objective of Islamic economics to incorporate spiritual well-being, distributive justice, cooperation, equitable access to economic resources. Okay. Okay, so the implications: the goal of the maqasid syariah entail an intense commitment of every individuals and organizations to justice, brotherhood, and social well-being. Okay, so this will inevitably lead to a society whereby every member will cooperate with each other and achieve the success in life for ultimate happiness. Okay, so then in the context of Islamic finance, this means the products offered by financial institutions should reflect the ethical values, fairness, and justice. Okay. So this can be measured based on the extent to which the goal is in promoting justice and fairness to individuals and society is achieved. For example, the applications of Islamic principles of avoiding riba, gharar, and maisir in product development and transactions. Has individual need been fairly met? His interest is still being used in pricing the product. So we also can find proof whether the Islamic finance has achieved this goal or not. Okay, so we can ask the industry later on, has true knowledge, the intellect, being used to benefit humankind? What is the long-term effect of developing the products? What are whether the current product that offer in the market really mitigates the risk, or mitigate the level of poverty that exists in the society. Okay, so how is wealth being shared between the bank and the customer, and whether the bank gain profit more than giving a fair profit rate to the customer. Okay, is profit sharing being practiced, or it is still based on the time value of money? Okay. So I think that's all, okay, for today class. Okay, maybe the other additional informations, you can reach the slide later. Okay, so I hope that you are clear with this, the philosophical stand of Islamic finance worldview, okay, for the practice of Islamic finance. Okay, so that's all. Okay, thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and please take care yourself.